Hey guys, it's Kate and welcome to my first recommendations video. In this video I wanted to recommend you some graphic novels. I have 3 of them to show you, but to be more precise, one of them is a graphic novel series, so there is more than 3. And before I start, keep in mind that I'm no graphic novel expert. I just love to read graphic novels and these are just my own opinions. The graphic novels that I am about to show you are one of my favorite graphic novels ever, so let's begin. The first one is Signal to Noise by Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean. It is obviously written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Dave McKean. This is, I think, one of lesser known graphic novels. It is quite underrated, but it is absolutely amazing. The story follows this movie director as he finds out that he is suffering from a terminal illness. His situation is quite hopeless and he refuses treatment. Instead, he goes and locks himself in his apartment where he writes his final screenplay that he believes will never be adapted. This screenplay follows a group of people as they travel to the mountains in the year of 999 AD, and they are traveling to these mountains to wait for the apocalypse that is supposed to happen. And as you read this graphic novel, you can make a connection between this apocalypse that is supposed to happen in the screenplay and this man's own apocalypse. Neil Gaiman's writing, together with amazing dark and cut out style illustrations by Dave McKean, make a wonderful, thought-provoking and deeply emotional story. I personally was very moved with this story. It's one of those stories where you every time you reread it you find out something new, and as you read it the story and illustrations completely consume you. Now I'm going to show you some illustrations from this graphic novel. Dave McKean's style is really dark and unique. Let me find something that is bigger for you to see. I hope camera focuses. And this edition by Dark Horse, this is a Serbian translation, but it is originally published by Dark Horse. In the beginning of this graphic novel there are 3 short stories that are not connected to the main story about the movie director. So yeah, those are illustrations. Moving on to the next graphic novel, and that is Haunt of Horrors by Howard F. Lovecraft and illustrated by Richard Corbin. This is a collection of stories and poems by Lovecraft that are illustrated by Richard Corbin. Corbin is known for his works in eerie and creepy magazines, and his illustrations are wonderful. This edition is quite good because after every comic there is a story or poem by Lovecraft. They are in this edition of course translated into Serbian, but after you read the comic you can read the original Lovecraft story. And what is interesting also is that this features a little lesser known works of Lovecraft, like The Well, the music of Eric Zahn, and facts concerning the late Arthur Jermyn and his family. I didn't enjoy all of the interpretations done by Richard Corbin of Lovecraft's work, but if you love horror, if you love Lovecraft, you should definitely check this one out. I'm going to show you a little bit of artwork inside so you know what it looks like. Everything is in black and white, but I really love Corbin's style. I think it is absolutely wonderful, and the back of this graphic novel is also beautiful. So that's it for the Haunt of Horrors. The last thing that I have to recommend you is a graphic novel series that I mentioned before, and that is Sin City by Frank Miller. It contains 7 volumes. I don't own all of them. I haven't read this whole series, but I am going to recommend it because I loved the first 3 volumes that I have read. And the first one is The Hard Goodbye. The next one is A Dame to Kill For. The third one is Big Fat Kill. The fourth one is they're gonna fall. The fourth one is That Yellow Bastard, and fifth one and the last one that I own is Family Values. The sixth one is called Booze, Broads and Bullets, and the seventh one is called I forgot. Oh my goodness. The seventh one is called, I'm sorry, Hell and Back. I'm so sorry. The seventh one is called Hell and Back. So these are all done in 50s noir movie style. The writing is in that style, also the illustrations. Every volume follows its own story. You don't have to read them in order, but when you read them in order like I did, you can I'm going to hold one volume because this is very difficult to hold. I'm going to hold first one. When you read them in order, in the background of the later volumes you can see the events that took place in the previous volumes. This series is so well constructed, the world building is so good, and I've read the first 3 volumes and I absolutely love it, but I heard the fourth one is the best one. The first 3 volumes are in black and white, but this one, the fourth one, That Yellow Bastard, it has some yellow details as in the movie. I know the last one, Hell and Back, also has some colored details. As I said, these are all done in 50s noir style. If you're a fan of that, I highly recommend this series. And it has some, it is really dark and has a lot of mature content, so it is not for younger readers. But if you want a really good series, graphic novel series, I recommend you Sin City series. Whoops! I'm going to drop them all in the end. So I'm going to finish this video now because I'm so tired of holding these Sin City volumes. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if you have some graphic novel recommendations for me. I always love to check out some new graphic novels, so let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!